Greetings, everyone. This is Jeff Wilkerson, Professor of Physics at Luther College, bringing you the next in our series of what to look for in the night sky. We're talking about the week of December 11th, 2023 this time around. This is our annual Geminid meteor week. This is my favorite meteor shower of the year, and so I like it. The radiant rises relatively early at night, so you can see these meteors in the evening better than you can some other meteor showers. They're big, slow meteors, so they're big, sort of look like they're rolling along the sky sometimes to me. So every year, if it's clear in the evening often, I'll go out and just walk around for a little bit and see one or two or three or four big, bright meteors. They look like they're moving slowly, so the angle we catch the debris makes them look this way. So remember, for a meteor shower, there's debris in space, and our orbit catches up with this tunnel of debris. So the meteor shower actually lasts a lot longer than people think that it does. But there are density pockets of this debris there are regions that are more dense. And so when we catch those regions, we get the high rate of meteors and get a lot more meteors. And that's what's going to happen this week. I think your best bet is probably later at night on the 13th into the 14th. So 13th into the 14th, or the evening of the 14th. That's probably your best bet. But all the way around there, you'll see meteors. So you can look a little bit outside of that range. But I'll probably get up, my usual time to get up early in the morning on the 14th will be great. And then just after dark on the 14th, a little bit later in the evening on the 14th will be great as well. So the 14th is where I'm going to focus most of my observing efforts. The radiant, remember, the radiant is where all of these meteors appear to originate in the sky. They may be way out here, but if you trace them back, they come from the radiant, which is very near Castor. Castor and Pollux, the two bright stars in Gemini. So very near Castor right there. We've said frequently that the meteor showers come from us passing through this tunnel of material that's boiled off from a comet. In this case, this is material that's come from an asteroid, so it's a little bit different, but it's the same idea. It's a big tube of material that we're passing through, and as the Earth hits it, that's where the stuff, that radiant, is where the Earth's atmosphere is intersecting that debris cloud, and we're seeing the stuff come out in all directions like this, these big bright meteors. And so this is what we're looking for. Could be a good show. The moon, usually what causes a meteor shower to have trouble is that the moon is bright and washes out the fainter meteors. These are fairly bright meteors in my experience anyway, but not much moon at all here this week. So we have a pretty faint moon, waxing crescent moon, and so this will be great for observing this. Wouldn't be surprised if you could walk outside under just decent skies and see on average 1 meteor per minute or so. And if really good skies and really good conditions close to the peak time right here, if you happen to catch that, 2 per minute. And so that's pretty good. If you can go outside for 10 minutes and look up and see anywhere from 10 to 20 meteors, that's not bad at all. So let's keep an eye on this. This will be great. Castor and Pollux, right now. I looked at that this morning before I'm shooting this little film. And Castor and Pollux, we had a beautiful morning this morning. Castor and Pollux was right there, off some distance. This big bright Capella and Auriga. Orion's down here. And then off the other direction is Regulus and Leo at the bottom of the backward question mark, the sickle shape of Leo. So we see Castor and Pollux in Gemini, and the radiant of this meteor shower between Capella and Regulus, the bright stars off to the west and off to the east as we look at them right there. So about halfway from Castor and Pollux over to Regulus, you go through the faint constellation of Cancer. And in the faint constellation of Cancer is a big, sprawling open star cluster, the Beehive Cluster, M44. So take your binoculars, start with Castor and Pollux, move toward Regulus, and about halfway there, just below that line, you should see M44. You can just move. Your binoculars will have a wide enough field of view. You can just move from Pollux to Regulus and catch M44 on the way by. If you do that, and you have a small telescope and you want to try a small telescope on M44, you need a really wide, low-power eyepiece to appreciate this big, sprawling open star cluster. But it's a good open star cluster. Take advantage of the dark of the moon to be able to check that out. Now, going the other direction, you pass a couple of bright stars in Auriga. Capella is the brightest star in Auriga, but you pass Beta Aurigae and Theta Aurigae on the way. Beta is an eclipsing binary star. It has a period of 4 days, 3.9 days. And so that means that you'll see, I don't remember, 3.9 days is the period or the half period that you see an eclipse. But you'll see an eclipse and you'll see one star pass in front of the other and cause an eclipse. But the dimming is not very much for this eclipse. So you're not going to see this star get a lot dimmer, and it's not when you have to work pretty hard to actually observe that. Unlike some other eclipsing binary stars that we've talked about at times, where they get a lot fainter when the one star blocks the light of the other star. But do know that that's there. And then below the line that connects Castor and Pollux to Capella is Theta Aurigae. And Theta Aurigae is an interesting multiple star system. It's a binary star system with the stars separated by a few, 3 or 4 arc seconds. So 3 or 4 arc seconds means you should have not a whole lot of trouble. If you have decent skies and a small telescope, you should be able to split Theta Aurigae into these 2 stars. And then widely separated is another star in the same field of view, but it's not part of the same star system. About 50, 55 arc seconds away is a 3rd star in that system. This is a big bright star at brighter than 3rd magnitude. So this is a nice bright star you can see in Aurigae, which I often think looks like an upside down house. And so this is, the upper part of that house, or the bottom part if it's upside down, of these stars. So identify Capella, the brightest star, over this direction, and then start to walk back this way and go from Beta to Theta. And if you got a small telescope and you want to check out Theta and see the multiple stars in the same field of view, by all means, do that. This week is about, we've been talking about Venus. We could have talked about Venus, but we chose not to. We've been talking about other planets, and it's been great for the moon, having pairing with stars and planets and so on this fall and winter. But now this is all about the Geminid meteor shower. Get out and check out the Geminid meteor shower if you can. Use Castor and Pollux there, the stars that you see, the twin stars that you see rise 6 or 7 o'clock for me. So they're up well placed by 8 or 9 o'clock in the east. And then by 5 or 6 hours later, they're good and due south, and you see Regulus rising in the east and Capella pushing off to the west. Use these stars to find these other objects. Enjoy the Beehive Cluster M44 and the other stars in Aurigae. And I hope you have a great week, everybody. As always, thanks for watching.